Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ben Bishop. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Exceed. Exceed provide payroll and HR solutions on the Salesforce platform. And what I want to talk to you about today is digital Basecamp and ROI. And why is that important? It's important because there's a lot of things happening around the HR technology. If we start with some of that hype, there's lots of things that are confusing around the things that this technology can deliver, but also the things that you need to have in place as an organisation to make sure that you can leverage them. So it's often referred to as the fourth industrial revolution. But if you think about it, you think about the age of IT, it's probably around about the third or fourth digital revolution. But actually, who in the audience is being able to leverage some of the new tooling that's coming out of this fourth industrial revolution? Who's able to confidently stand up and say, I've implemented robotic process automation. Yeah, I truly understand how artificial intelligence can help my HCM function. Yeah, these are difficult terms and they're difficult things to understand, and actually they're incredibly difficult to deliver if you don't have the right digital platform to sit beneath it. Yeah, because everything to do with AI and everything that we talk about in terms of this hype cycle relies on having robust data and processes. But it also relies on a number of other things. So, what's deep learning and how can I measure that? How can I use that in my organisation? What's natural language processing? Everybody I'm sure has heard of bots, chatbots, probably interacted with chatbots through the internet. I guess everybody's using a version of Alexa or Siri or Cortana. But again, how do I apply that to the workforce? And actually, can I apply that to the workforce without understanding what my objectives are? And the list goes on. Predictive analytics, robotic process automation. Okay, so I absolutely get. So I'm a technologist at heart. I've been in IT for a long time, 30 odd years. And even to me, when you start to think about some of the application of this technology, it feels like a mountain to climb. Yeah. So anybody do hill walking? Anybody do mountain climbing? Anybody thought about maybe doing Kilimanjaro? One of the first things you train for isn't to summit the mountain. The first thing you train for is base camp. Yeah. And without achieving base camp, it's really, really difficult, nigh impossible to reach the summit. Yeah. So why do you think you can reach the summit of technology with all of these new tools and processes if you don't have the digital base camp in place to support what you're trying to achieve? Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about today. So actually, when you think about it, it's not that complex. Digitising what you do today isn't particularly hard. The hardest part actually is understanding your destination. So as an organisation, what's your organisational strategy and how does your HCM and people strategy dovetail with that? If you don't understand that, actually everything else becomes really different. Yeah? So just some small things, and we'll cover these in a lot more detail as we go through the presentation. But the first one is so important. Yeah, so you absolutely have to be clear on your objectives and measures. Yeah? The objectives help you get there. The measures are actually the measures of your success. How do I know when I've arrived? It's not like kind of taking the train from Manchester to London. You know when you arrive, the train's stopped. Yeah, you've got to have measures in place to understand how successful you've been as an organisation. You'll probably all be familiar with those types of measures as HCM professionals. Yeah, and there's lots of them. Return on investment, not return on investment for purchasing or buying a system, but return on investment for the activities that you embark on. Yeah, really important that you get some measures. So there's lots of things in there, ENPS, 10-year average time to hire. Yeah, but if you're not clear on what objectives you want to measure that are relevant to your organisation, you'll end up measuring lots of things that people are not interested in. As we move more into the kind of strategic role of HR, you can see on the right-hand side there are some more, I guess, interesting things you need to think about. So I guess lots of people in the audience will have gone through or driven or led a reorganisation or a restructure or a relocation. If you don't understand what you're trying to achieve and you haven't got the tools that allow you to model that, Yeah, it all becomes very complex very quickly, and suddenly you've got this headache of multiple spreadsheets, and version management, version control, just to achieve and manage your strategic objectives. And guess what? 3 months later, the CEO, my CEO's in the audience, hi Simon, the CEO will turn around and go, it's still on again, or we've acquired somebody, or actually we need to close this location, and you're back through that loop and cycle again. Yeah, so having the data and the information in your systems to then be able to do this modelling, I guess one of the bottom ones there is drive this what-if scenario planning, again, is really important. But if you don't know that's a strategic objective of your organisation, how do you choose the right tools as part of your digitisation journey? Okay. So, when you're choosing new systems or you're choosing additions to your system, one of the key stakeholders in the organisation, aside from your HR director, unless you're all HR directors yourself, is going to be your FD. Yeah, what's your FD going to ask you? How much does it cost? How much does it benefit the organisation? When will I get my investment back? Yeah, and simply put, that's what return on investment is. Okay? So payback. How much will I get back over what period of time based on my investment cost? Yeah, sounds really simple, doesn't it? ROI, very similar. The gain of the investment minus the cost of the investment divided by the cost of the investment. It's probably easier to talk about the numbers. So if you spend £80,000 and you get £100,000 of annual saving, you've got a 0.25 ROI, or 25%. Anything that's got a positive number when you calculate the ROI means that the payback is within a year. Okay? So if we calculate that as payback, same numbers, we can see that it's 0.8 years or 9.6 months to pay back the total cost of the system, potentially. So the math actually is quite simple to get to a return on investment. However, how do you get to those numbers? How do I get to that £100,000 annual saving? What's that made up of? So if you think about those bullet points that we talked about earlier, return on investment typically falls into a number of areas. You can save a fixed cost, you can save cost in terms of time, or you can save cost in terms of increased productivity. And that's really interesting, and that's what your FD is interested in. However, as HR people, there's a whole host of things that I say are intangible or less tangible that you can't always immediately quantify. And you should always think about those as well as part of your ROI journey. So those things like, how would delivering this increase our employee engagement? How would delivering this increase the brand of HR throughout our organisation and therefore make us a more attractive employer? Yeah, and then as you extrapolate this further and further out, actually you find you can get to a monetized value. So if we go back to that kind of bullet point list that we had at the beginning, the first one I talked about is capturing and maintaining data. Yeah, and this is kind of the foothills of bootcamp. If you don't have a system to do this, then actually everything else I'm going to talk about is null and void. Accurate responses to queries. I worked at an organisation not too long ago where, unfortunately, our journey came to the end. I handed in my notice. I got a response from HR saying, "That's really nice, Ben, thank you very much, you're on 4 weeks notice." So, the contract's finished in 4 weeks' time. I looked at my contract, I was on 6 months' notice. They didn't have an accurate system of record to allow them to understand, not just me as an individual, but the whole plethora of people in the organisation. Now that might sound pretty short, I'm sure you're all consummate professionals, but we see this in the workplace. Yeah? Management of compliance information. There are legal obligations for most employers over a certain size to be compliant, regardless of what industry they're in. How do you know how many fire marshals and first aiders you've got and whether their certification is current or expired or about to expire? Okay? Then you get to regulated industries, and that increases 1,000-fold. So if I'm regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority or I'm in health and safety, you've got to have these systems of record to support. Yeah. And then obviously faster retrieval of data. And most of the ROI in this area is time and productivity cost plus risk. Yeah, so you may not save immediately any money through ROI, but what you are doing is mitigating potential significant risk. And some metrics here, so you can think about the number of full-time equivalents you have to access this information, the cost of those, and then how you drive that through mathematically, through the number of transactions that you process through the system, the number of employees you have in your organisation, etc., to arrive at a number. Yeah? So that's base camp, first skills, part one. Second one is digitise your documentation. Where was my contract? It wasn't digitised, wasn't stored, it wasn't available to the HR team. So again, accuracy and efficiency of retrieval becomes really important. We all produce huge amounts of documentation, both outbound from our systems, but documentation coming in, but actually you've got to be brutal about it. You've got to store this digitally, you've got to think about retrieval and how you tag this information with metadata to make it easy to store, but also easy to retrieve. This is actually really similar to a system of record, but the data is unstructured. So it's not held in kind of fields and objects in the system, it's held in the document. Now, if you're fortunate enough, you can then add in things like indexing. So any of you who are Windows users will know that Windows has got an indexing system that can search the body of documents as well as the metadata around the document. That really helps. And again, the ROI here is time, productivity, risk avoidance, but also fixed costs. So if you're not digitising documentation and you've got a storeroom full of filing cabinets and paperwork and information, there's a fixed cost to that as well as everything else. So it's not just to have to go to the drawer and kind of retrieve through and find something. There's a pound per square foot cost of that storage. Yeah, and the more records you've got, the more expensive that becomes. Some of you might be in central London, always that expensive to store. Yeah, or you might store it off-site and do archive and retrieval. That was really expensive just to go find things. Yeah, so think through what you do with documentation. So some fixed costs here. One of the key points in here on red is paper is really bad when it comes to GDPR. So now I get a subject access request. And I've got things in people's drawers, I've got things that I've sent via email. I'm suddenly in breach from an ICO perspective with GDPR. So digitise, store, and shred. So I've got my system of record, I'm able to digitise my documentation. The next logical step is then to engage and equip employees and managers in the business. Yeah, so make sure that you've got something that allows you to deliver some of that content safely, securely, and digitally to your employees. Yeah, so lots of you will have workflow systems where you can do kind of leave requests and absence management, but also think about your employees as a virtual workforce. You can take quite a large proportion of that admin from you in terms of keeping up to date their own records. Because frankly, they're the experts in some of their own data. They know who their next of kin are, they know what their accurate address is. Accuracy and currency of data is really important. God forbid there's a workplace accident and the next of kin data is out there. Yeah? Or actually, I forgot to tell you about my address update, or I didn't give you my bank account details because I changed banks. Devolve that to the employees through a digitisation platform becomes much easier. And of course, although it's a little bit harder to quantify, there is an ROI as part of delivering it. Yeah? So again, it's time and productivity costs for you as people working in the HR department. There's risk avoidance and mistake avoidance. Oh my God, we've paid them through payroll, it's gone to the wrong bank account, I've got to try and retrieve that information, I've got to try and stop the banks, etc. And again, productivity gains, employee retention. I can't stress enough how many people that we talk to who say not having an engagement platform from HR for my employees is a real negative, both in the recruitment cycle and also in the retention cycle. So lots and lots of benefits for doing this. You can't do this unless you complete the previous two steps. It's really difficult. Now you can get to some of the really exciting stuff. You can start to think about automating your processes. Yeah? And without some of this very simple workflow, again, as I say, it's difficult to build on the next steps. So workflows by their very nature, once you've got them right, are faster and more accurate than manual handling. They can work 24/7. So as you've opened up your platform for employee engagement, and somebody comes home from the pub at 11 o'clock and says, you know what, I don't fancy going in tomorrow, I'm going to pop holiday request in, that workflow is sat there waiting to enact that and drive that through the process. Yeah, it doesn't require somebody in HR admin, doesn't require a piece of paper to do off and run. It's highly responsive. Yeah, if the workflow is set up correctly, I can get a response to somebody using that workflow in minutes. Yeah, if you think about the function you perform in your brand, that's a really responsive service that you're now providing. Replaces paper, it's auditable and repeatable. Yeah, so it's in the systems, time and date stamped. I know you've made that holiday request. I know your manager signed it off. All is well. Yeah. Your manager didn't sign it off, but you still managed to take a holiday. How did that happen? You've got a process of audit that allows you to then drill into and look at that process. And it combines digital and analog, which basically means that part of that process can be driven by the computer, and part of that process can be driven by human intervention in terms of that sign-off and information. So again, lots of ROI available here. Some of that is intangible in terms of employee brand and your brand as a human capital management department. And some of the things to think about is, I can decimate and remove all of those paper processes. There's a big accuracy and speed element here in terms of that time for processing in that 24/7 operation. It's auditable and it increases engagement. You feel like a modern, engaging employer by providing these platforms. Okay, so if you've got fantastic data that you trust and is accurate and has got a good enough time spread that you know that it's representative, you can make much better decisions and you can make them quicker. They're all coming out of that baseline system of record. You can get these early warning indicators. Some of them are as simple as, this guy always takes sick on a Friday, it's me boss. But it could be other things around, we've got departmental health where we seem to have a high number of leaders in a particular department based on a certain role, based on a certain historical indicator. There's lots and lots of intelligence you can drive by building the right analytics and KPIs. But you can't do that unless you digitise it. Nobody wants to kind of go through lots and lots of paper and manually write all these graphs out. So time, productivity, cost and risk avoidance, and again some of the metrics here. So reduction in sickness absence. Horrible thing to say, but I kind of know I'm being watched, so I probably won't take that sick on a Friday when I've been to the pub on a Thursday and forgot to put my holiday request in. Control of costs and overspend, because actually now you're analysing it based on the measures that you understand. Faster decision making and agility. So, we get to Digital Basecamp, we do all of those things. Yes, it sounds simple, but actually it's a pretty big undertaking. It's a very significant project to undertake as an organisation if you're kind of going from zero to hero. Some of you will have systems already, but maybe don't do all of those things. But you get to Digital Basecamp, and now you say, right, I'm going to go on a summit. I'm going to get to the summit of Everest. Yeah, so some of the things that your organisation needs, it's a bit of a twin analogy, but now you need the oxygen. Yeah. You can try and get to the summit of Everest without oxygen, but it's really, really, really difficult. Okay? So the thing that's really going to fuel your Digital Basecamp journey, the most important thing is making sure you've got the right platform. And you've got to make a platform decision in tandem with understanding your objectives and outcomes. Yeah, think about the journey. If my journey is to a platform, but I don't understand where I need to be, so do I need machine and deep learning? Do I need natural language processing? Do I need predictive analytics? Do I also need some of those simple things like document management and document storage, a great system of record, 365 access in the cloud? All of those things are really important as part of your platform decision, but you need to measure them against your objectives. To get the right platform in place and make sure that the platform you're choosing has a future investment strategy that supports your digitisation Basecamp objectives, but also provides a little bit of that oxygen for you to reach the summit when you're ready as an organisation. So, just to kind of to finish off the presentation, let's revisit the hype. So I kind of started this with, there are all of these terminology around RPA and AI and deep learning, and lots of people talk to me and say, Ben, how do I get here? And I go, well, actually, I wouldn't start here. I'd start with a very different journey, because if you want to get to, let's say, robotic process automation, and you don't have a good system of record, and you don't have some workflow that sits behind it, what are you going to automate? Yeah? How are you going to layer this on top of your business to deliver real value if you don't actually have the engine to drive it beneath? It becomes really complex and fragile. You can put these systems in without a Digital Basecamp, but it's really complex and fragile, because every time something changes in your organisation, you're probably changing 14 or 15 different systems that sit beneath the RPA to deliver that process. The next one is natural language processing, and actually there's a real place for natural language processing in HCM. So anything from, if you think about if any of you've got a mobile workforce and I'm a driver, you might interact with a Siri or a Cortana on your mobile phone and kind of say, Siri, I want to book a holiday tomorrow. Really simple use case for natural language processing. Guess what? If you don't have a platform in place with some workflow behind it, with some authorization rules for line managers, it's useless because it hits a dead end. So if you haven't achieved some of those things in the base camp, you can have as many smiling boxes as you want. There's no endpoint for it. So you've really got to think about layering this on top of the technology. And probably one of the most valuable things when you're thinking about how can HR add value to an organisation is taking all of that data in your system of record and thinking about casting that forward and using predictive analytics to say, if I've got a historical trend that looks like this, and I enrich it with maybe some external data that looks like this, so it could be anything from benchmarking data to sentiment analysis to weather data to traffic data to what happens to my organisation when the Olympics is on. So you can then layer that with your historic information and do some predictability and prediction on what your organisation might look like and react like to some of these compelling events. So predictive analytics is really, really powerful, and actually beneath the surface of predictive analytics, all it's relying on is statistical analysis. So if you're not digitising your processes and you're not running through all of your workflow and automation, this is really hard. So build your digital base camp. Come and see us on Stand 50. We'll run through some very basic ROI calculators for you. We'll provide you with a spreadsheet so you can take that away and have a play with it. But really think about building a digital base camp. And the next time the CEO comes up to you and goes, Ben, when are we doing robotic process automation? I'll go, boss, we're not on base camp yet. Let's get there, then let's get some oxygen, then let's get those fundamentals in place, because once you've got the fundamentals in place, that's what you can do. Having stood on the top of Kilimanjaro, I can say that's not Kilimanjaro, by the way. I can say it's the most exhilarating feeling in the world, but it's hard work, and I had to spend a day at base camp making sure I was prepared. If I hadn't done that, I'd have failed. Okay, I think that's me. So thank you. Please visit us on Stand 50.
Yeah!
Thank you very much for your time.